All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back to another tips and tricks video on Myth of Empires. And this is more of a how-to video on Myth of Empires. So it all comes in together on this one here. Kind of tips and a how-to in this one, but I'm mainly going over the boundary markers and the territory markers. Now I know this can be kind of confusing on how to keep your buildings from decaying over time and everything like that, so I'm gonna hopefully this video will help you and kind of show you how to get rid of that and how to keep your bases and houses and whatever you build going longer so you don't come back and they're just gone. So I know how that can feel, and it could be a little bit much when it does happen. So hopefully this video and me going over this will kind of show you and prevent you from doing that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. All right, here we are. We're at our super sick setup here. We got a nice little, awesome fire pit going, a dope house. We got all this stuff here, and we're starting to really do some things here in Myth of Empires. We're ready to start making stuff, building stuff, and just kind of progressing in this world. We're excited and ready to go. So you build your first house here, and then you may notice when you hover over it that it says a natural decay rate of 2% an hour, which means that's basically 2% of the health of this structure is gonna go away every hour. So basically after so many hours pass by, this building is going to be gone. And if you spent all that time and all this hard work making this super sick building, and then you were gone for a little while, maybe a day or two, and you come back and you're like, oh man, it's gone. Well, it happened to me, and it can happen to anyone. So, and then when it does happen, it can be a little sad. So to get around that, the first thing you want to do is make yourself a territory marker, or territory banner I should say. This is going to allow you to build in a certain perimeter, and everything in this perimeter will not decay. And it's really one of the first things you can build in your crafting tree. Let me go over here to your crafting, and we can kind of go through and find out which one it was. I don't remember which one it was in, but you'll find in one of these here, and it kind of becomes an unlock as you go and you progress through. So actually I might think it might be automatically unlocked with you. I can't remember. I think that might be a given unlock with everything else, or you might have to unlock it. Either way, it's one of the first things you get, and once you get it, I recommend building it right away. It doesn't require much. It just requires two straw rope, 5 branches, and 1 coarse hide. Easy stuff. You can get that by killing a deer, picking some grass, and chopping down a tree. I recommend building it right away. So what happens, you're going to take a couple little minutes there to build it, and then once you get it, you're going to want to plant it down. Now that does have a parameter that you can build in. You can't really see it now, unfortunately. I wish they did add it, but you can't. So you just kind of want to have to place it down anywhere you want, and then boom, now we have a territory banner. Now if we go up to our structure, you can see the decay timer went away. So that means the structure itself is no longer going to decay over time. It's going to be here pretty much as long as the banner's up. The only downside is, your trade-off is that the banner now will have its own decay timer, and there's really not much you can do about it. It's more like, it's not even a decay timer, it just expires in 2 days. So after 2 days, this goes away, and once this goes away, then the decay on these structures will come back. So if you're gone longer in the game for 2 days, then yeah, you're gonna lose your flag, and if you're gone for 3 days, everything you come back to will be gone. So keep that in mind. It is kind of a rough start when you're starting out, and just keep in mind that this is an open world sandbox game, so it's designed to have players come and go, build structures, and the ones that stay will maintain their bases and keep them up, and the ones that come and go, eventually they disappear. So it may sound like, oh man, I gotta come back every 2 days, but it's not really much of an issue to just upkeep this, because all you got to do is come in here, hold down on the banner, and you'll see this right here, territory banner reset time left. So you can click on that, and you're gonna see at the top it says reset your territory banner will cost 1 territory banner. We gotta make another one. And before we do that, we need some rope. We will make some rope. And then once that's done, boom, make our flag. And then we'll wait for that. And once that's done, we can now reset this. You can see it's at 1 hour or 1 day, 23 hours, 58 minutes and 10 seconds, right? So we go up here, click this, boom, we reset it. Now it's back at 2 days. So that's how you reset it. Easy. So it doesn't cost much, doesn't require much. You just got to come in and do it. Now, to get around that, you're like, oh man, every 2 days, I have to keep refreshing this to make sure that my buildings and stuff and my structures and everything I built don't go away. Well, you know, there is a different alternative to that, and that is a boundary marker as well. We can get into a bigger boundary marker, which allows you to have more space, and it doesn't go away until a week. So you get a couple more days out of it. You get a whole 7 days. So, and you can stack the refresh, so you can keep dumping in upkeep costs and bump it up to like a month, and you won't have to worry. It is a little more pricier and it costs a little bit more resources, but the resources that are easy obtained. We'll go over that in a little bit. So one more thing here I want to show you before we start talking about that is the radius. So what we want to do is go up to your banner, hold E, click these little double arrow things. It says territory banner, show range, click that, boom, there's your range. So anything within this purple circle can be built, and it won't have any timer. If you build on this side, the decay timer will come. If you go on this side, the decay timer will be away. So keep that in mind. You can stack your flags. You can only have up to 2, so you can stack them. I could put another flag right here on this edge, and it'll span it out that way. Or I can try to figure out how far. You can only be, I think, 40 meters close. So, and you know, it'll tell you. So if I want to build one out here, I could put one out here. And then let's make some more rope, and I could kind of show that. Cool. All right, now we have our second banner. You can see up here at the top, it says should be at least 40 meters away. So we can just keep going back until it goes green. It'll let us know right here. So we know this is as far as close as we can get. Now you can't overlap them entirely, so there will be a gap. So we go up here and we do that marker. We can now see we got this territory and that territory over there. So basically all in here we can build. Now the downside is this. We have that gap. So if you build anything here, you know, you're gonna lose it. So that's the only downside. And that's pretty much how you build your territory banners. And with the territory banners, they will keep your structures alive and lasting pretty much forever, as long as you upkeep those banners. So that's the only little chore you have to do. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So next we're going to go ahead and talk about the boundary markers and how to get those and what they can do. All right, here we go. This right here, this is a boundary marker. It acts the same thing as a territory marker. It's just bigger and lasts longer. Now it's a little bit more work to get one of these. It requires a guild to get one. I recommend just starting a guild right off the bat. So if you're a first-time player and you don't really plan on joining someone else's guild and you're out here running around just doing your own thing solo and whatnot, I highly recommend you, right when you start, build a guild, create a guild. And even if you don't plan on having guild members or anything, just have it, because what it's going to do, it's going to give you access to this building. And it's pretty simple to get once you have a guild. You just got to get activity points and just doing anything, creating, gather resources, crafting, whatever, you're gonna get activity points. And then once you do get enough activity points, you can unlock it and then just get the resources to make it. It's not a lot. You're gonna need 2 things. You're gonna need the guild crafting station. Well, one thing, you need the guild crafting stations to make it, and then you're good to go. So in order to do it, just hit G. You create up your guild window. If you don't have a guild, it's gonna ask you like to join or create. Just create one. And then just name it whatever. I did it here. You can see I'm the only one, right? It's just me, which is fine. But what you want to do is go down to Guild Tech, right down here. Click that, and it's boundary marker right there. And it's not a lot. I think it's like 7,000 points or something, but after a while, oh no, you need, here you go, you need guild activity points is 16,000. So you know, that's it, you need 16,000. So by the time you're running around crafting your first stuff, making your first fire pit, making your, you know, house or whatever, you're gonna get these points. You're gonna get like 8,000 after so many times, you know, of making it and doing stuff. And then so basically twice, once it gives it to you, you're good to go, you know. So you'll have it fairly quickly. So unlock this first. The first thing you do is unlock that, and then work towards this one here, guild workshop, because you're going to need the guild workshop in order to build it. So these are the two things you want. So it's going to take you some time. You're going to use your territory banners for a little bit, but not long. Once I created a guild, I had this thing within like 3 hours, so it won't take long. And you can see we can start unlocking other things too that I have. But once you get that, you just got to make it, and then you just got to make it your guild workshop, and then you can place it down. I got my guild workshop right here in the middle of my base. So you just want to come over here, open up like any crafting station, and boom, there it is. Requires 15 copper bars, 45 clay, 35 stone, 18 hardwood. Really cheap. It's not hard. So the only thing is probably going to take you some time is the copper, because you'll need other buildings to get that. But once you have it, once you find it and you're good, you can unlock this pretty quick, and that's going to allow you to keep your buildings for a week, and you don't have to upkeep it as much. Now there is here, you can go in here and click this. You can see donate DK protection expires in 1:30. So so January 30th, mine's going to go away. But I could just keep donating next week. Donated if I want to donate 160 branches, 160 stone, 319 grass. Real easy stuff to collect. Maybe take you an hour to get that, and you can donate it next week. You could pre-donate it, and you can keep stacking it, and it'll basically last until as long as you want to do. So if you want to go on a mass farming spree and keep this thing up for like a month or two, you can do that. You can also upgrade it here. Now this is a little bit more pricey, but it upgrades the boundary the further out it can go, so you can give you more territory. Right off the start, you get a lot. You can see here, everything in that blue circle is mine. I can go as far as that blue circle. And the first upgrade, I don't know if you can see it there, but by that wolf den, it was probably by this bush right there. Right there. It was like right there. And then the first upgrade pushed it out there. So you do get a little more space, and I can keep upgrading and get more and more and more. So now that's all mine. Now the blue line is where you pretty much go to build. And the white line, I want to say, is where your recruits, your workers and stuff will operate in a sense. Like they won't do anything outside that line. So I'm not sure 100% exactly on that, but I will do an update video on that a little bit more when I find out. But I want to say it's something to do with your workers. Anything in that line is the productivity, as I'm assuming. But either way, it doesn't really matter to me. All that matters is I want my buildings to stay and last longer than 2 days. So that's all I'm happy with. And as long as you get one of those up, you're good to go. All right, cool. So I'm hoping this video does help you kind of explain how to keep your buildings up, what the different markers are, and how to get each one. Now, like I said, I recommend trying to get that boundary marker right away, but your territory markers are what you need. So I recommend using your territory markers to set up your bases, set up your houses, until you find that forever spot. Once you find that forever spot, lay down that boundary marker and start building something like this. You know, somewhere you think you're going to be there permanently, and plop it down. But if you're just trying to find out where you want to live and where you want to go, you just want to put up a camp here, little buildings here, just to last you, get up, get your foot going, get some weapons going, then just put down a territory marker and do that for a little bit until you're ready, right? Until you're ready on finding your forever home. And once you do that, switch it over to the boundary and you're good to go. Okay, well, that's going to be it for this video. I'm hoping that it helps you out. You know, if you like the video, please let me know. Just leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know as well. If you have any questions about the difference of the boundaries, you know, the markers and the territory markers and stuff like that. you're not sure how to quite get them still, you're not, you know, it wasn't really clear to you, just leave me a comment, ask me a question. You know, I'll get back to you and answer that question and let you know, try to clear it up as much as I can. Yeah, but if there's anything else that you know that I'm not aware of, like if you know what this white circle does and you want to let me know and everyone else know, please let us know. That'd be great. But yeah, so I do plan on doing more videos like this on how, you know, some tips and tricks, how-tos and stuff like that. I do have another video I'm gonna be working on, a tip video more on like hunting boars. You know, I got a pretty cool tower that I built that allows you just to kill boars. Well, they basically kill themselves and you don't have to really do much. You just got to lure them in. It's pretty neat. I'm gonna have a video on that, so it's a good way to kind of get more food and stuff like that. It'll be a part 2 to my first way of doing how to get food from boars and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you stay tuned and watch that video. You know, there's gonna be more on it, so if you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. If not, that's great too. But I hope I see you around, and that's gonna be that for this video. Till next time, peace out.